What does it really mean to be a go-getter? It's not just hustling or being busy. It's a mindset. A go-getter is someone who sees opportunities where others see excuses. They don't wait for permission, they create momentum. But what's happening underneath that energy? Why do some people naturally push forward while others hold back? Let's break down the psychology, the brain science, and the behavior that fuels a go-getter. Psychology tells us that go getters are driven by what's called intrinsic motivation, the inner fire to achieve goals, not just for money or praise, but for the satisfaction of growth and progress. They set their eyes on something and instantly their mind asks, how do I get there? Not, what if I fail? This shift in mindset separates action takers from procrastinators. Neurology shows us why. In a go-getter's brain, the dopamine system is highly active. Dopamine isn't just the pleasure chemical, it's the drive chemical. It spikes when you anticipate success, not just when you get it. That's why go-getters get excited at the start of a project, while others get paralyzed by doubt. Their prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that plans and organizes, works hand in hand with dopamine to keep them focused, even when things get tough. Behaviorism explains how those habits are built. Go-getters weren't born with superpowers. They trained their brain through repeated rewards. Every time they take action, making a call, finishing a workout, closing a deal, their brain rewards them with a hit of dopamine. That positive reinforcement builds momentum. Meanwhile, people who avoid challenges get the opposite. Their avoidance is rewarded with comfort, but it kills long-term growth. Over time, that small difference becomes massive. Now, let's make this real with examples. At work, the go-getter is the one who raises their hand for the tough project while everyone else looks down at the table. In fitness, they're the one who pushes for one more rep at the gym while others stop at good enough. In life, they don't wait for the perfect moment. They start and figure it out as they go. So, how does being around a go-getter make others feel? Inspired, but sometimes intimidated. People admire their energy, but they also feel their own excuses being exposed. That's why go-getters often stand out. They remind others of what's possible when excuses get out of the way. And here's the truth. Everyone feels this spark inside them. That moment when you thought, I should go for it. That's the go-getter voice. The difference is most people silence it with fear, doubt, or procrastination. A true go-getter listens to it and acts before the fear gets too loud. Why should you learn to understand this psychology? Because once you know how it works, you can train it in yourself. You'll feel more confident, more in control, and more alive. And you'll stop watching others dominate while you sit on the sidelines. Here's how to start building it. 1. Set clear goals. The brain loves clarity. It fires up motivation when it knows where you're going. 2, take small actions daily. Every action is a dopamine hit that trains your brain to love progress. 3, reward yourself, celebrate wins, even small ones. Behaviorism 101. Reward strengthens habits. 4, reframe failure. A go-getter doesn't see failure as proof they're not good enough. They see it as training data for success. Here's the big picture. A go-getter isn't just someone who works harder. It's someone whose psychology embraces challenge, whose neurology craves progress, and whose behavior is reinforced by action. So the next time you feel that spark to move forward, don't silence it. Feed it. Train it. Because the go-getter inside you is waiting, and the moment you unleash it, you'll feel unstoppable. If this gave you a new perspective on the mindset of go-getters, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs that push, because the truth is, domination in life isn't luck. It's psychology in action.